They were once cold, lifeless tools, machines that followed instructions, ran numbers, and never felt a thing. But today, something remarkable is happening. Slowly, quietly, and with staggering precision, artificial intelligence is learning to read something deeply human: our emotions. Human facial expressions to voice inflections, text messages to body language. AI is now being trained to detect not just what we say, but how we say it, the tone behind our words, the tension in our voice, the sadness behind a smile. This is real, happening right now, in labs, hospitals, classrooms, and even customer service centers. The age of emotionally intelligent machines has begun. But how is that even possible? Let's begin with something we all take for granted: our face. It's one of the most expressive tools we have. We raise an eyebrow, frown slightly, squint, smirk, blink, or tilt our head. Every small gesture sends a signal. For humans, this is intuitive. We've been decoding faces since birth. But for machines, it's an entirely new language. To teach AI how to understand emotions, researchers first feed it massive data sets of human faces, millions of them, each labeled with emotions like anger, joy, sadness, surprise, fear, or disgust. Some data sets go further, capturing tiny micro-expressions that last less than half a second. The AI uses deep learning, specifically convolutional neural networks, to study each frame, learning what a happy face looks like versus a sad one, what tension in the jaw means, or how eyebrows move when someone is confused. Over time, the AI becomes a master of pattern recognition. It doesn't just memorize, it generalizes. It can look at a completely new face and say, that person looks 75% happy, 20% nervous, and 5% frustrated, all in a fraction of a second. But emotion isn't just in the face, it's in the voice. The words we use are only half the story. Our tone carries the rest. That's why emotion AI doesn't just process what's being said, but how it's being said. It listens for pitch changes, pauses, volume shifts, tremors in the voice, clues that can suggest excitement, anxiety, fatigue, or calm. For example, in mental health care, voice-based AI is being developed to detect early signs of depression by analyzing how someone speaks. A patient might say, "I'm fine," but the tone, the lifeless delivery, the lack of energy tells a different story. In customer service, emotion-detecting AI can alert managers when a customer call starts turning negative, allowing a human rep to step in before things spiral. And then there's the text. In a world dominated by online communication, AI is now reading emotion in what we type. Emojis, punctuation, sentence structure, even the timing between replies. It all paints a picture of mood. Natural language processing models, like transformers and large language models, are being fine-tuned to detect sentiment, sarcasm, frustration, joy, and more. But this goes deeper than just identifying feelings. Emotion AI is being used to build machines that respond more naturally. Virtual assistants that comfort you when you sound upset. AI tutors that adjust their tone based on your stress level. Therapy bots that listen not just logically, but empathetically. It's not about replacing human empathy. It's about scaling it. In schools, emotionally aware AI is being tested to help children with autism recognize and respond to facial expressions. In cars, AI systems can detect if a driver is angry, tired, or distracted, and respond accordingly to prevent accidents. In security, it can flag if someone entering an airport is unusually anxious or agitated. In online platforms, it can help moderate bullying or toxic behavior before it spreads. The potential is massive. But with this power comes risk. If a machine can read your emotions, what happens to your privacy? What if your employer uses AI to monitor your mood during meetings? What if advertisers begin targeting your emotional state, trying to sell you products when you're vulnerable? And what if AI gets it wrong? What if it mistakes sarcasm for anger or cultural expressions for aggression? Emotions are complex, context matters. A tear could mean sadness or joy. A loud voice could mean excitement or rage. AI doesn't feel. It doesn't understand pain or happiness the way we do. It sees patterns, not people. That's why ethical guidelines are critical. Emotional AI must be transparent. People need to know when they're being analyzed. Consent matters, context matters, and above all, the human must stay in the loop. Machines can assist, but they must never judge without human oversight. Even then, the idea of emotionally intelligent machines sparks deep questions. What happens when we build robots that can comfort us? Will people grow emotionally attached to something that can only simulate empathy? Will we begin to prefer AI conversations over human ones, simply because the machine never gets tired, never argues, never misunderstands? As AI becomes more human-like in behavior, we must stay human in our values. Still, the vision is powerful. A world where technology doesn't just respond, but relates. Where your phone senses when you're overwhelmed and offers calming music. Where your smart home knows when to dim the lights based on your stress. Where elderly patients can talk to a voice that offers comfort, not just commands. For centuries, emotion was something only humans could understand. Something too nuanced, too sacred, too human for machines to grasp. But now, line by line, algorithm by algorithm, that wall is being chipped away. Not to replace us, not to become us, but to better support us in moments of stress, loneliness, and need. So the next time you speak to an AI voice assistant, don't be surprised if it pauses before answering, if it softens its tone, if it sounds a little more human, because it's not just listening, it's starting to feel, at least in its own silent machine way. And in that quiet evolution, the lines between code and compassion continue to blur. This is emotional AI. And it's not just the future of technology, it's the future of connection.